I'm Trent. You guys know me a little more. This is my friend Riley. Riley, a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Riley. I've been vegan for almost 8 years, and that's it. That's yeah, go beach.
Go beach. All right. We
all I
went to
have to
Sand and
offer.
Wolves, so we're gonna try that as we're going through here, and I'm gonna ask Riley. You can have the. You want to take a first bite?
Yeah.
I'll allow that to you, whether you want to rip it off or whatever. So Riley, you said you were vegan for 8 years, and also so kind of
That's fire.
it's fire, yeah. Sand and Wolves, they're absolutely delicious. So kind of the whole point why we're doing this, I just want people to like meet other vegans. You don't really like meet a lot of vegans. We're very fortunate where we're at, like in Long Beach, that there's a lot, but like most people there never meet any vegans like at all. So yeah, that's kind of the whole point of this. So you said you've been vegan for 8 years. Did
Yeah.
you just go straight vegan, or were you vegetarian first?
I went vegetarian for the first day, and then I watched a video on the dairy industry, and then I went vegan the next day. It was a very quick turnaround.
Really?
Yeah, my stomach was revolting with the like amount of fiber I was eating, but yeah, it was like a 1-day process.
What made you go vegetarian then?
I saw like the meat industry. I looked up a video.
Was it like Dominion, or do you remember which?
Oh, I have not a clue. It was funny though because I was hungry, and the story is like I was hungry and I didn't want to go downstairs to eat food, and so I looked up videos to lose my appetite, and then I watched a slaughterhouse video, and then I went vegetarian.
It's all like sounds like there's like trauma related to that too.
Kind of. It was a very scary, not scary, but it was a very sad video. So I went vegan there, vegetarian that day.
So did you watch the video on the dairy industry, like because of that same reason, or like for a different reason? Get this out of your way. No.
Thank you.
You too. Should we make up a story? That lady was so rude.
Oh, she was a sweetheart.
Okay, so was looking up the dairy video related to you wanting to not eat, or was it related to the
No.
vegetarian thing?
So that was just like learning more about what being vegetarian is.
I don't need more of this for you. All of it. Do you want to try something else? Sorry, I don't mean to.
No, it's okay. That's fire though. No, watching the dairy video was after I went vegetarian, and I was just learning more about like what I could eat, more about it, and then that was just a video I stumbled upon, and then I realized how bad that industry is as well. And some people say it's even worse. Have you seen that video like dairy is scary?
Dairy, this.
No, dairy is scary.
Like I've seen
Pretty
it.
sure it's a video.
I kind of like, for me, I saw a couple videos and I was like, I don't really like watching that stuff. Like I'll like videos on like Instagram and stuff of like slaughterhouses and
Yeah.
things. But like at this point,
Well,
I'm
I
like,
don't watch it now. It's,
oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
sad, but
yeah,
that's
no,
like
it's horrible.
I would see that and I was like, oh, that's terrible, and then I didn't want to be a part of it. So then,
Then you do that.
but I had to watch it first
Okay.
to know.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I think a lot of people too. Like, how old are you?
22.
How old were you?
Oh, I was 14, about to turn 15.
Most 14-year-olds are not gonna like make that leap for themselves to go watch that either. Like I would say most people that when I was like 14 were just like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch that. I'd rather not know. So good for you for like
Yeah.
knowing that at 14. By the way, that's really impressive. When I was 14, I was still part of the. I'm gonna eat meat because I'm not gay. I was
You're also
still.
a man.
Yeah, I was very
So-
much unfortunately still a part of that when I was 14. You're also a man.
You're also a man. Let's be honest. You're probably like, I can't not eat meat, or I'm not a man.
Oh well, yeah, no,
whole
100%.
stigma.
There is a lot of Here, I'll talk for a little bit, and then you can try that. This is
You
the.
eat this too?
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
because
no,
I'm
no.
like, what is that?
That's just that's a banana leaf, so it's like really popular in a lot of Filipino cuisine. This is a blueberry babinka, by the way. It's like a cornbread. This is gluten free. If anybody is interested. Yeah, I was like, men eat meat. Like that's what men do. So for me, that was definitely like a big part of it. Either way, I can tell you enjoyed that bite.
I want more of this then.
You want more of that?
This is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both. Keep going.
You can double fist them. Yeah, and there was a lot of that, and like even to this day, there's still, I feel like, a lot of social stigma around it. Like I was at a coffee shop the other day, and I was like, oh, this is unrelated in my videos, but I was like, oh, like, is this vegan? The guy was like, no, it's not, and I was like, oh, okay, and then I asked for something else that I knew was vegan, and he was like, oh, like you're vegan. And I've had many times at places people assume that I'm like asking for like my girlfriend or asking for like a friend or something
Interesting.
like that they don't even like register that it's me, and it's very prevalent. It's very common to have
It's
that
so
happen for
rare
me.
for a guy to be vegan.
Spreading rumors around here, Riley. So yeah, for you, all right, speaking of, gay, you're lesbian or whatever. For you, like, will you, like, being vegan since you were 14, is it like you've only dated vegans, you only will date vegans? Is that something that you think about, or like, do you have a preference? To jump right into, I guess, the dating thing, if that's okay to ask.
Great question. I would preferably date a vegan.
Okay.
However, never had that experience.
Okay.
Always been meat
like
eaters.
even like casually, you've never.
No, they've only ever eaten meat or ate meat. People now I try to date, it's so hard to find gay people to begin with, and then now you have to say, sorry if you're not vegan, I'll kick you to the side. Then that pool is so small, ain't no fish is gonna be caught.
Okay, I see what you're
So it's more of like a lack of options.
Okay. No, I could understand that.
I feel like a lot of vegetarians are gay. Like that crossover is very
Yes.
very high.
Yeah.
But vegan is like not, if that makes sense. Like it's mainly vegetarian. That's more common, especially with the gays.
Why do you think that is? Like, what do you think is
Easier.
the barrier between vegetarian and vegan? It's just easier.
It's easier because people like can't give up cheese. And so like, and
Do you think that that's like exclusively like a gay thing, LGBTQ
no, I think
thing, where like
I mean, it's across the board. Like being vegetarian is more common, but I know a few gays that are vegetarian, but I know 0 gays that are vegan.
Okay.
So I don't know if that speaks to the fact that vegetarian is more common, or speaks to the fact that more like people that are gay are vegetarian.
That's not coffee cake. Do you like coffee cake?
I do.
It's very good. Yeah. Wow. There's something that is to be like said about how there's so many like overlapping values, like in terms of when you're talking about like human rights and things, and like the same ideas and same principles, same ideas of why would you impose on the rights of like something or someone else when you don't like have to? And to me, that's like essentially the overlapping theme of veganism is like, why would I impose if I don't have to?
Yeah.
So I know people like throw out the like, oh, what if you're on a deserted island? Well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that question is the most annoying. Like, when's that ever gonna happen?
Yeah. Like
They just want to hear that you would eat meat.
Yeah, and it's
And
like
it would
there's
just satisfy
no.
their.
What do you want me to say? Yeah, I would starve to death. It's stupid. Anyway,
I just don't answer it now. I'm just like, when's that ever gonna happen? And then I leave it at that.
right.
It's mainly men that ask too, just so you know. It's mainly men.
Riley, you do have a TikTok though. It's a lot of thirst traps. Riley,
it's not.
Riley is single. Riley, what's your TikTok?
It's called Lettuce Move. Lettuce as in plant, and
Like-
then move.
Like lettuce, like the green, and then move.
Not thirst traps. I'm like doing like voiceovers and stuff. Oh my God, I hate you. But yeah, you're right.
For like you, what is like being vegan like mean to you? Like for you, what's like what are like do you try to when you buy clothes? Do you think about it? For you, is it mainly like you're thinking about like what you eat? Do you kind of try to carry that over into more areas? What for you is kind of the pivotal parts of that?
So definitely started with just diet, but then it definitely crossed over to like products I use, hair, skin, all that stuff, and clothes. I won't buy any animal products like clothes-wise. And then I think the stuff I had before, I didn't throw it out, but I won't buy it new. So like,
Okay, no,
like
that's
if I had a leather jacket, I don't think I did. I think I had like shoes that had leather or something. I kept them, I kept wearing them, but I won't actively now and go buy it.
no, that's I think a lot of people carry that perspective.
Yeah.
Like I'm wearing a pair of Docs, and
Yeah.
like somebody told me that they weren't the leather Docs, but like I didn't found out later, like looking at them, I was like, no, these are for sure the leather Docs, and I'm like, whether I give them away or whatever. Granted, I'm a little more careful about stuff now, but like I was like, so let's say I give these away, and then I go and buy one of the plastic pairs. Then it's like, okay, well now I just ended up buying more products, and then for me, like obviously an environmental aspect
Yeah,
that doesn't like necessarily make the most sense either.
True.
So no, I totally get that. And then I guess the same, something that I always like curious of and is like, what ways are you technically like an imperfect vegan? And like that way would technically like make you like an imperfect vegan.
What's your stance on honey?
I don't eat honey.
That's fair.
Do you eat honey?
I do. Like if it's in boba.
So like you
But
won't eat
other
like a
than that-
direct honey product, but you're also, if you're going out, you're not gonna necessarily double check to see if something has honey or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
No, that makes sense.
Like I also don't like the flavor of honey, so like I won't buy it.
Mhm.
And like for like it's mainly boba. Anything else I will avoid. but for boba, it's really good.
Because there's not a whole lot of alternatives.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think, especially when going out, I think some people take certain rules. Like when we're talking to somebody that she was like, I'm not going to check if every red wine that I get is vegan when going out with friends, or if like a friend brings bottled red wine, because a lot of wines aren't vegan.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, a lot of
I
people
knew
don't
some
know that.
alcohol wasn't, but I didn't know which ones.
Most wines, red wines in particular, are not, because they filter through bone char.
Like sugar, right?
Yeah, like sugar, same thing. It's not is it granulated? Anyway, it's one of the sugars
it's
that aren't
granulated.
vegan. I'll put it on the.
I think it's powdered.
On the screen.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Because that's just ground up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's for the color. So
Yeah,
I think it's
it's to make
powdered
it, like,
because it needs
whiter.
to be white.
But there's also, yeah. Anyway, well, I'll look it up. I'll throw it. It's gonna be. I'll put it here. Have you ever done like any activism or anything?
No. I feel like if I were to have, it would have been when I first went vegan. I was very in that. But now, I just try and educate people like locally to me, like in my circle. I don't go actively out because I feel like when doing that, they just hear somebody saying they're doing something wrong and they're more against it. But no, I haven't actively.
So what do you think? Like, why do you think you've just gotten more like desensitized over time, or like what do you think it is that you're like, yeah, I'm more likely to have when I started versus now?
Desensitized
good.
to it? It's more of a. I don't know if it's a mix between I'm not as, like kind of forget what goes on into the industries. Like I'm not as like grossed out by it because I've forgotten, if that makes sense. Like I still,
Go back to this side, sorry.
like I still will be vegan, but I don't know if that makes sense. But like when I was in it, like when I knew what was going on and educating myself on like the industries and stuff.
It's more outside, out of mind.
Yeah, that and then dealing with my family because I would like try and educate them nonstop and like please go vegan like this and that, like trying to educate them and it went nowhere. I think also I got discouraged. It was like a mixture of the both.
No, that makes. I mean, that's a lot of sense. It's hard and like it's very polarizing and like you can end up, depending on how much you value certain friendships and relationships, it can be a very polarizing thing because at the end of the day, like a lot of people don't want to hear about the fact that essentially, yeah, they would be against, like, for example, like Michael Vick doing dog fighting, but then what they do on a daily basis is morally the exact equivalent of that. And people don't really like hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So people would rather, instead of being like, maybe I should change my, like, what I do, they would much rather just not hear it. So, like, yeah. And they'll, like, literally, 100%. No, I've had a lot of experiences like that. So I totally get it. Have you ever, like, successfully convinced anyone to become vegan? Like, do you know
Never.
if anybody's become vegan because of you?
Never. And it's so depressing. Like I've had people do like meatless Mondays or whatever for like a week or two, but nothing's like long lasting.
Why do you think that is? Like, what has been like the main things that they've said to you about that?
Well, for some people, they think it's like they have to do it all at once, when like it could be a gradual, like year-long process, or like same thing like limit it a day or limit it per week instead of being like all or nothing, like just so they can just get the feel of it. But I think they think it's too drastic of a change. Some people say it's like a cultural thing, like with the food they have. You know, there's no way I can change that, which is valid for some cultures. Like it's very heavily meat based. Sure. Also, like I know a lot of Hispanics that like they can't. They're like, well, they say they can't go vegan because of like all of like their cultural.
Well, like even
foods.
in like beans, there's
Yeah.
lard.
Yeah.
So like
And
they're
then
not
the
even
rice.
vegetarian. It's not even vegetarian. And the same thing a lot of the rice. Like traditionally you use like lard, which
Chicken.
is pig fat.
And chicken bouillon, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of chicken bouillon. A lot of chicken bouillon. Is very, very common in a lot of Hispanic cuisine, particularly like Mexican.
That's so good.
Yeah, but it looks fuego.
It's nice.
$3.50.
So what?
$3.50.
$3.50? Yeah, that's great.
No, isn't that insane?
This place is so good.
So do you think, in
I would
general,
have that.
we'd probably be more successful getting people to go vegan if people were like more about like taking steps, or like what do you think would be in general like a better, I guess, better method?
Well, I think to actually improve people being vegan or like not having less animal deaths is not like 10 people going vegan, but like 100 people limiting their consumption.
Like, and you think in general that would probably lead to like better like long-term change?
Yeah.
In, like your opinion?
Yeah. Like if they know more about like the whole thing about there was some it's the Fairlife. I guess they have videos that were leaked and people
Oh,
are
yeah.
now like boycotting. It's like, oh, I don't want to hurt animals. Like but it's like,
Yeah.
but then you're eating another freaking cheese product.
No,
or whatever.
or I remember I saw a video. It was just on Instagram, like just the other day, and it was I have no idea what that is. Doesn't really matter though. It was like a video on Instagram just the other day, and it was like a pig that escaped from like a slaughterhouse, and it was like people were like stoked, like rooting for the pig, and I'm like, why do you like? And I remember in the comments, I was like, said to somebody like, "Are you vegan?" That's all that I said. It was just, "Are you vegan?" Because they were like, "People, we should treat animals better." Then instantly, it's like like, I blah 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 blah, whatever argument that they're gonna use against it. Yeah.
I don't know like what the theory is called or whatever, but like people are less likely to donate to massive people that are struggling, but they'll donate to like a
Singular
person.
purpose. Yeah.
So I think that's kind of a part of it. They see one pig, they're rooting for it. They see like a whole herd and they're like, whatever.
Yeah. No, I think that's like a very common thing. And then for you, have you felt like generally was there anything that's been easier about going vegan than you expected?
Easier?
Yeah. Because it's really easy to sit and talk about the stuff that's harder than you'd expect. So I would say it is for most people a little harder than they expect, especially if you're not somebody that lives somewhere that is a very accepting place, so to speak, or has more options like where we are. So is there anything that was like, you know what, this was actually, I thought this was gonna be hard, but this was pretty easy?
I think the cooking. I think I expected like the cooking to be hard because when I went vegan I was 14, so I had to start cooking all my food myself.
And you didn't have that like big knowledge background of cooking like meat and stuff anyway, so it was a very easy transition for you.
Well, not yeah. I mean, it was just like I was starting from square one either way.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, like I wasn't like some people like replace like the meat and like that throws them off because like it's not the same. Mine is like it's a completely new recipe to begin with, so it's not like I'm like it doesn't taste different because the complete recipe is different. I also feel like I was playing soccer at the time, and then I was not expecting my performance to go down, but it actually like went better and I could like run easier, which was weird.
Carbs.
Now I don't really.
Carbs are sweet. Your body really likes carbs.
Yeah, definitely. So like that was surprising. And then also for like I was expecting my parents to be like super like. Well, in the first year they were like, so we had a wedding coming up like the next year, and they're like, we have to like sign off what food you're gonna eat. Do you want the steak or do you want? I'm like, guys, I'm vegan. And they're like, yeah, this is in a year though. And I was like, no, I'm gonna be vegan then too. So like in the first year they didn't think it was gonna last, but now it's been 7 like or almost 8. So now they'll like buy me stuff. Thanksgiving just happened. They help me cook my vegan food, and then Christmas is coming up and they're like preparing my food. Like what should we get you? What do you want? So like that's been cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's really great. Yeah, I not everybody gets that level of support, so that's really cool.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Have you felt like so? It's really just your brother that shall not be named. Yet again, that's really just. That's
yeah,
so
it's
funny.
really just him.
Do you like? Do you think that there's anything in particular that your family was like that they were like not on board for, or was it all pretty smooth in general, kind of like transitioning?
It was pretty smooth. I think they would have more like resistance if I had them cook my food. But since I was cooking everything myself, they're like, okay, just tell me what you want to put on the list.
And it costs like pennies, so it's not a big deal. Because like if you're cooking like lentils or whatever, it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah. Really.
Okay. That's not a bad deal.
No.
No, that's a good setting. How about like friends and stuff? Do you find that like when you first went vegan for like friends and things, was that ever a problem?
I didn't tell my friends when I went vegan, so we would go to restaurants and I'd be like, I'm not hungry. I want to eat because I don't want to deal with that.
Okay.
And then once it got unbearable and people would start giving me gifts for my birthday or like make me stuff, and I'm like, now I feel bad because they're making me things that have animal products and they don't know. But then once I started telling them, they were more like, why didn't you tell us? More than anything. And then whenever we'd go to places, I didn't want to be an issue, so I would just bring what I called a pocket sandwich. And it would just be a sandwich in my pocket wherever I went. then one of my friends, it was her birthday party, and she's like, Riley, do not bring your pocket sandwich. You will have food. And I'm like, just in
That's
case,
amazing.
though. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I eat before I go anywhere. At this
Yeah,
point.
That's kind of what I do now too, especially like I'll ask whoever it is. Plus, I know I'm vegan. They'll say like, Riley's not gonna be that many options. I'm like, no worries, I'll eat beforehand. So like they'll help me. But yeah, I always eat just in case.
No, that's I will literally. People be like, oh, there's nothing for you. And I just get French fries. And like, aren't you hungry? I'm like, no, I actually stopped by a vegan place on the way over here. And,
Yeah.
And ate. That's what I did for Thanksgiving too. Will you accept gifts from people that aren't vegan? Like
what?
Like for example, I like when I was working as a bouncer, I had the place next to me brought like ice cream over, and I was like, sure. And then I just tried to give it away to people.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that's
I
what I
won't-
normally do. If somebody's like, and I don't know them because, and this is I'm gonna give you my reasoning. And like if somebody has a different reasoning, I totally valid. For me, like that puts like a negative association now on like veganism, and they're way more likely to go speak bad on it and not go vegan because now that like very rare interaction that they're gonna have with it is somebody just basically like it's a negative association. And like not to say that's right or wrong.
Like them saying no to the gift. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
like, because if somebody's like doing something out of like the kindness of their heart, so to speak, and somebody's like, no, I don't want it.
They
'cause
take
I'm
it
vegan."
personal.
Yes, people take it very personally, and like it's not intended to be, but people definitely will take that a little more personally. So I try to, like, granted, if somebody like gives me like a steak, I'm gonna be like, sorry, like I don't eat
Does that
meat.
happen often?
No, I have had people try to like be like, especially like working at like bars and stuff. I had people like try to give me like a leftover steak, and I'm like, I'm okay. Like that's a pass for me. Like I had somebody give me like at the Pilates studio, somebody gifted me like a milk chocolate bar, and I'm not gonna, I didn't, she's like a 70-year-old woman. I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna take that milk chocolate bar. I think I just gave it to somebody. I think I actually gave it to somebody at the Belmont. And I just kind of, so I kind of like play it by like that as depending on what it is and stuff for me. So that's kind of what I meant when I was asking.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I'll accept it. I'll say thank you and stuff, but then like I'll give it to someone else.
Okay, no, that's
And then if I see them often, like if it's a friend or like someone that like, I just come across regularly, then I'll slip in somewhere that I'm vegan. So like next time if it happens, they know.
Oh, okay.
So I don't make them feel bad right then, because I don't want to be like, because yeah, I've said that before, where like they'll give me something, I'm like, I can't, I'm vegan. Like they literally like get so sad, because like they wanted to gift you something,
Yeah.
and then now they can't.
I've had people like that I've taken the gift and then they'll ask me, how'd you like it afterwards? And I'll say, like I really appreciate it. I actually gave it to one of my friends. They said that they loved it. I was vegan, so I couldn't like eat it. And then they told me it was wonderful. I've done
great
that
play.
before. And like people generally are like, oh, like I didn't know. Like and I'm like, no, like no worries.
Yeah.
Like you didn't
That's
know.
like,
I didn't
I'll
mention
use
it
that,
to you.
because when that happened to me, someone made me like, I think low-key a cinnamon roll. And then they asked me how it was. I was like, oh, so good. And I just said what my brother said verbatim to them, because I gave it to my brothers. But they hadn't get anything. I wanted to see them regularly, so I was like, I don't really care.
It wasn't like that in the world.
And plus, it was when I first went vegan, where I didn't like telling people to be that stereotypical vegan that's like,
yeah.
I'm vegan. But now I say it more, and then now they're like, you're the stereotypical vegan. I'm like, but now
see,
I have to tell people because of
And
this.
I think it's hard because I think people I think that stereotype was made because of the fact that people just didn't want to hear it. I hear way more people announce that they're not vegan than I do hear people announce that they're vegan.
Context? What do you mean?
Like
someone's like, I would eat that.
people are like very much about like the second that like I even remotely bring up the fact that I'm vegan, everyone around me has to tell me how they are not vegan and what ways that they're not vegan.
Okay, I hear you
And
saying.
even if it's like literally, I try not to bring it up very often.
Same.
Because I think I do, because I feel like when I do tell people I'm vegan, it tends to be a little more impactful. Like, just,
Because you're a man.
yeah. And people also like aren't expecting that.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So it's something that like especially when I don't bring it up and then it kind of gets brought up naturally and then a lot of people like hear it, I feel like it challenges them more. And this is kind of talking about like the women thing. When I bring up that I like lately, especially, I've had way more positive experiences with men finding out that I'm vegan than have had with women.
Because they're trying to date you? Or just people that you're just working with?
The men or the women or both. Let me be honest.
be honest.
I think it challenges a lot of women because I think in like women's eyes, they're the ones that are typically supposed to be vegan. So
But I don't think they know that. Do you think they know, like they, so,
a lot people associate veganism with femininity.
okay, so question. So when they find out you're vegan and they have a lot of pushback, is it push for you, like you shouldn't be, or is it I could never?
I could never.
Really?
Like men have been
Interesting,
way
'cause
more.
I would expect them to be more like, you should eat meat, you're a man.
Not anymore. No. I don't know what to say this without like sounding douchey. Like I'm
Go
kind
on.
of like I'm much more muscular than the average man, as well as like my main hobbies being like jujitsu and like combat sports. Like I think if I was like 140 pounds, I think people would be like, yeah, you should eat meat. Like you should do that. But
That's
like
yeah.
nobody's gonna look at me and be like, yeah, you should eat meat. Hungry Vegan Talks episode 1. Thank you, Riley, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thanks for the food.
Yeah, Animal
It was
delicious.
very yummy.
Always recommend going here. If you guys have anything that you want to hear like vegans talk about or anything that you've had questions on, because I know it's hard. I get all the time in my comments on TikTok about how people are like, I know no vegans in real life, and it's really easy to feel like disconnected and like you're alone. So if there's any questions, anyone's like, hey, I would love to hear other vegan stances on this, or questions that you've been having, let me know. I would love to ask people and kind of figure those out. Maybe have Riley on after the interview skills have improved and there's more kind of topics and more kind of things that we've brought onto the table. So, but that was it. Yeah. So what do we decide? Vegan.
Hungry vegan.
Hungry Vegan Talks. Hungry Vegan Talks. That was it. Nice. All right. What's up, Riley? Thank you for enjoying some good food with me.
Hey, thanks.
Lettuce moves.
Lettuce moves. My TikTok. Go follow.